In 1950, Australia had a problem so big, so unstoppable, so completely out of control, that scientists decided to release a deadly virus onto a remote island, let it kill everything in sight, and then deliberately spread it across an entire continent. And it worked mostly. This is the story of the most ambitious animal extermination program in human history. And it started not with a gun, not with poison, but with 24 rabbits on a ship and one very, very bad decision. It's 1859. A wealthy English landowner named Thomas Austin has just arrived in Victoria, Australia. He's homesick. He misses hunting. So he writes to his nephew back in England with a simple request: send me some rabbits. 24 wild European rabbits arrive. Austin releases them onto his estate. Just for fun, just for sport. What could go wrong? Everything. European rabbits had never faced Australian predators before. No foxes who knew how to hunt them efficiently. No wolves. The climate was perfect. The land was open. And rabbits, well, rabbits do one thing exceptionally well. Within 6 years, Austin had shot over 20,000 rabbits on his estate alone, and the population hadn't even dropped. By 1880, rabbits had crossed the entire state of Victoria. By 1900, they had spread across half the continent, a distance greater than the entire width of Europe. At their peak, scientists estimated there were 10 billion rabbits in Australia. 10 billion. That's more than the entire current human population of Earth, just in rabbits, on one continent. So why did it matter so much? They're just rabbits, right? Wrong. Each rabbit eats roughly the same amount of vegetation as one sheep. With 10 billion rabbits on the continent, the agricultural losses were catastrophic. Farmers were losing millions of dollars every single year. Soil erosion accelerated. Native animals that depended on grass and shrubs began to disappear. Entire ecosystems collapsed. Australia tried everything. In 1901, they built the rabbit-proof fence, a wire fence stretching 3,256 kilometers, the longest fence in the world, designed to stop rabbits from crossing into Western Australia. It took 400 men, 6 years, and enormous government funding to build. The rabbits were already on the other side before they finished it. Inspectors found rabbits crossing the fence within weeks of completion. The fence was too long to patrol, too expensive to maintain, and ultimately useless. The government then tried mass poisoning campaigns, spreading poisoned grain across thousands of acres. It killed rabbits by the millions. But millions wasn't enough. The population just rebounded, faster than they could poison. Hunters were paid bounties. Millions of rabbit skins were handed in every year. Still not enough. By the 1930s and 40s, Australia was desperate. The rabbit problem was costing the equivalent of hundreds of millions of dollars annually in today's money. Something radical had to be done. Enter Dr. Frank Fenner, Australian virologist, war veteran, one of the most brilliant scientists of the 20th century. In the 1940s, Fenner and his team began studying a virus called Myxomatosis. It had been discovered in South American rabbits, specifically in a species called the tapeti. In tapeti rabbits, myxomatosis caused mild illness. They had evolved alongside it for thousands of years. But in European rabbits, the strain was lethal. Mortality rates of up to 99.8% in laboratory tests. Nearly every rabbit that caught it died. The CSIRO, Australia's national science agency, proposed something that seemed almost unthinkable: deliberately release this virus into the wild and let it sweep through the entire continent. But scientists weren't reckless. They were careful. Before releasing anything onto the mainland, they needed to test it. Would it spread the way they hoped? Would it jump to other animals? Would it mutate into something dangerous? So they chose an island, Wardang Island, off the coast of South Australia. Small, isolated, surrounded by ocean, a natural quarantine zone. In 1937, a small team of scientists brought infected rabbits to Wardang Island and released them. Then they waited. At first, nothing seemed to work. Tests in 1938, 1943, 1944, all disappointing results. The scientists couldn't understand why the virus wasn't spreading the way it did in the lab. The problem, they eventually realized, was the mosquito. Myxomatosis doesn't spread through the air or direct contact alone. It needs a vector, an insect to carry it from rabbit to rabbit. On the island, there weren't enough mosquitoes, so the scientists moved their test sites. In late 1950, the team moved their experiments to the Murray River Valley on the Australian mainland, a region teeming with mosquitoes during summer. In December 1950, they released infected rabbits near the river. The results were immediate and absolute. Within weeks, the virus had spread to rabbit populations across a 320 kilometer